Caesar, a martial artist photographer and a dad, and I'm very, very thankful. This is the second time. We will try to make the interview much nicer with the audios now. I'm very honored and very thankful that Sifu Cameron Pease has another time for us. So this will be the second attempt. So he is welcoming us in his academy or Alliance Combat. It's a Wing Chun style of martial arts with a combination of everything. He will explain that to us. Good evening, Sifu Cameron. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
Oh, good, oh, good. Coming from work.
Yeah.
At least you had a chance. School holiday.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sifu, can I just have two questions at starters? What influenced you doing martial arts or any kind of martial arts?
In any of them. I was always a little bit chunky when I was growing up, so that often led to me getting bullied as well. So my mum found a local judo place, and then she just put me in there. I loved it. It was great fun, and it let me explore kind of what I could do, what my body was capable of, without being judged, because I wasn't having to worry about other teammates and say letting them down in a football match. So I was able to just focus on myself and my own growth. I stuck with that for a few years. They then sadly closed down. So I tried Taekwondo for a little bit, did that for a couple of months. And then I moved into an MMA school.
Okay.
So I did that for a couple of years.
MMA Sifu started before you did karate?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did MMA. My MMA school was based around Muay Thai, what they call dirty boxing. And at the time it was originally Sambo / Greco-Roman wrestling. And then they moved more into the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because that's when it kind of started to take off. In the UFC and all that sort of stuff, and they started to include it more. Again, sadly, they moved away. They moved down to Aylesford, and I couldn't follow them. So I was struggling to find a new place, which is then when I started karate. And that's also where I met Caesar.
Yeah.
So on that day, I was just sitting at home, and the regional manager just came along and he knocked on the door. You want to try karate? I was like, heck yeah, why not? I'm looking to get back into something.
Yes.
And then, I stuck with that for about 7, 8
That's a lot of years. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good few years. Never quite got the black belt, sadly. But
still had your brown belt.
Yeah,
Sifu. That's a lot.
Get my brown,
still a lot. You've been to a lot of competitions. So.
Yeah. It was about 6 years of competitions and every
continuously.
3 months.
Yeah.
So it's 3 months. Every 3 months. That was about 4 competitions a year. 6 years, so that was a good amount. Yeah. So I stuck with karate for around 7 or 8 years. In that time, for 6 of those years, we were doing competitions. I was doing them alongside Caesar, and we did them every 3 months, I think it was. It was great. I really enjoyed the competitions. They were great fun.
Is it the basic one, isn't it? It's a basic.
Yeah. I really enjoyed them. They were super cool. It was interesting meeting other people. It's great being able to test my skills against someone outside of our own school. What I found with the karate side of it was because it was so geared towards the sports side, though, I was really, really hungry for a more
realistic,
rounded self-defense style.
Practical activity.
Yeah. Because we were learning the forms, we were learning the kata, and we were doing the kumite, but they weren't gelling with each other, and it wasn't necessarily showing me how I could use a kata in a fight or in a self-defense situation.
Or a bunkai, as we say.
Yeah, exactly, the bunkai, which is where the Wing Chun came into it, because I knew about them for a little while as well. Funnily enough, I'd tried out this previous school back when I was about 12 or 13. I'd come down for a lesson. It was a bit too much at the time, a bit too much money. We didn't have the opportunity to do it. But it stuck in my mind that whole time since. So I was on the way back from one of our competitions in Sheffield. I think it was like a national competition. And we drove about 5-6 hours to then do my taster session in Wing Chun.
That's tiring, Sifu.
Yeah, it was very tiring. It was great fun because I stuck around with it. It was fascinating to do because it was so different to the karate. The karate was very in and out. It was very athletic. It was very sporty. The Wing Chun side of it was very minimalist.
And yet effective.
Yeah, effective, but it also wasn't. You could see it being used for people who were older as well as younger. Like when you're doing your kicks, you don't have to kick head height or above the waist. It could be to an ankle or to a calf. Like something I love looking at the moment in loads of MMA schools, they're bringing out the calf kicks and the oblique kicks. They've been in Wing Chun for decades. One of the first things I learned was a calf kick and an oblique kick, or a stop kick as well. Like all onto the top of the knee, onto the thigh to stop a round kick, stop them coming in, all this sort of stuff. So it's all in there, which is great to see. So I kept on doing the Wing Chun and the karate at the same time. As I was doing that, I then also decided, hey, why not? Let's go for another martial art. I did jiu-jitsu at the same time. So at one point...
That's a lot, Sifu.
It was a lot. At one point I was
your
doing...
body, though.
Yeah, I was doing karate, jiu-jitsu, and Wing Chun. I was training 7 days a week.
Jeez.
I think I worked it out before. I was doing about 20 hours of training. Wow. About 20 hours of training over the week. So I was not giving my body time to rest. And as kind of looking towards the end of my karate journey now, I went to a tournament. It was called Massive Martial Arts All Stars.
Mixed styles.
Yeah, it's a mixed styles thing. And basically, I went there and I got really, really badly injured. In the first match I fought, we were doing an amateur MMA fight. It was great fun. Again, I loved it. But the guy pinned me on the floor, put me in an Americana. I went to roll out of it and he ripped me arm and I felt something go pop in it. You know, that was unpleasant. And then one of the matches afterwards, it was a light contact / point sparring, or points fighting. So the idea in those is you're not really meant to hit your partner.
You just tap.
You're just meant to tap, score a point and pull back. The guy I was against, in his previous match, had been warned 7 times for excessive contact.
Yes. I didn't know. Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
hey.
so he'd been warned 7 times for excessive contact. Not been kicked out,
but just warned.
Just warned. And then I come up against him and he throws a counter punch when I'm coming in at one point and he catches me on the eye. Even though I'm wearing head guards, even though he's got big old gloves on, he still manages to give me a black eye. And not only does he give me a black eye, but he puts a black spot in my eye. So I've now got a little dead spot kind of up in the top left.
And this is ongoing until now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's still there.
How was that long ago from 2018?
Yeah. Yeah, before 2018.
17, yeah, I remember that when you went
Yeah, so that really messed me up.
Is that our whole team that time? Is it the national team we have? Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I still wanted to go back. Even after all that happened, as disillusioned as I got with the competitions, I still wanted to keep on going for them. So I actually tried to go for a jiu-jitsu one under this same All-Stars competition. But as I was training in that jiu-jitsu, I ended up slipping my disc in my back. I slipped like the L4, L5, so it's quite a low one.
Lower part.
Yeah. Which obviously threw out all of my
martial arts skills.
Yeah, all my martial arts skills, but also like my competitiveness for it as well. Because when your back can't move properly, it kind of throws everything out. I suddenly went from being like 21, 22 to being 70 getting out of bed. Like it took me 10 minutes in the morning to get
just to warm up. Just to warm up the back. Yeah.
I was having to swing my legs out. Now
I'm 50 now, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sitting there with a battered arm, battered eye, and a broken back, and I'm just like, this can't keep going. Because I'm also working at this time as well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, I started initially as a bartender, but then moved into teaching Wing Chun.
From the other school, isn't it?
Yeah, from the other school, yeah. So I used to train at a place called Kungfu for Life / Gorillas. When I started with them, it was about 6 months. I initially spoke to them about how I'd like to continue my journey through martial arts and end up teaching. So after the first 6 months, they gave me a call. They were like, hey, we've got a spot open. Do you want to come and join us on our instructor team? You'll start as a kids instructor assistant and then work your way up through. I was like, hell yeah, absolutely. So I did. And then I essentially just worked my way up through. People started to leave. The head kids instructor left after a few months, so I ended up taking over the role there.
Class, yeah.
And then I ended up looking after both the kids and the adults after a few years. COVID then happened, and as everyone's aware, it kind of closed everything down. And that includes the Kung Fu school. We tried doing stuff online. We desperately tried. It wasn't quite the same, and basically,
Actual, isn't it?
yeah, we were given options because we didn't know when this lockdown was going to end. It started in March. We're in June time now, so we're looking at 3 months down the line. We've not been paid, but we've all been trying to work still. So the boss reaches out to us and he goes, look, you've got 3 options. You can either leave, you can buy me out of the business, or you can keep working for me. One of my partners in the business walked, so they left. The other one stuck around with my old boss, and I decided to buy him out of the business. Essentially, the way it worked was that I was going to pay him the money that I would have received from tuition over the next 6 months, and then the students would have been mine. So that's what I did. So that's essentially how I ended up starting Alliance Combat. And then in the end of 2020, he ended up closing down the school completely. Because the way it was working was I was hiring the hall out from him and then paying him from that as well. He then moved to Australia. So obviously with the move to Australia, you can keep the business open. So I ended up needing to find my own place, which is how we ended up here in St. Philip's Church. It also meant that I needed to find a new Sifu. I spent a while looking around. I tried a couple of people. They were nice, but they weren't quite what I was looking for. Like, no shame on those people. They were great. They were really nice people. I was just looking for a bit more skill set.
Yeah, skill set, the one you're looking for.
Yeah, which is where I then came across my now Sifu, who's Paul Finn. So Paul is he's one of the lead instructors for Guru Dan and Asanto over in the UK, as well as Francis Fong, Sifu Fong. And alongside that, he's also the representative for the Joseph Lee 108 Wing Chun Association. And essentially, when I went along there, went from first class, and even after all my training, I was like getting manhandled by people who've been training with him for 3 months to 6 months, which stung my ego.
Of course.
But also made me realise that what I had been doing was incomplete.
So you found the missing link.
Yeah, I found the extra pieces. Because again, like when you're practicing your forms, when you're practicing your kata,
There's always something there.
yeah, it's always being able to then interweave it with your sparring, with your fights, with your self-defense. And Paul is fantastic at then showing that, which is what I love so much, and which is what I looked to Wing Chun for initially, learning the self-defense side of it. So that's how I then started to learn from Sifu Paul and bring it into my own classes as well.
So, Sifu, by this time, you're now with the alliance that you founded,
Yes.
Alliance Combat, which is that's the-
Yeah, so I've been running Alliance Combat for close to 7 years now. I initially started it because I mentioned that my old Sifu moved away, but I really wanted to make a place where everyone felt welcome. Like, when I was thinking of names, what to call it, I was looking around, looking at all the different people, and there was such a range of people that come to training, like not just your kids and your adults, but like people from all backgrounds. You got people that have never done it before. You got people that have done it for years coming down. You got people that are absolutely terrified of fighting and want to build confidence, or you've got people that want to be a master of something, or even you've got people that just want to socialize, like
Make new friends.
yeah, meeting new friends, meeting
Same light, same
yeah,
sports that
having a new life and having a way of getting out of the house. So yeah, I really wanted to kind of bring all that together with people. That's where the alliance came from. So like having everyone come together to then build and make something grow, a community of martial artists. I did want to call it Alliance Martial Arts, but it's copyrighted. So I had to choose something else. The next best bit for me was the combat side. So, and it fits in quite well with kind of the self-defense aspect. Like, it's about learning combat, it's about learning self-defense and having all those people come together to do it.
Nice. So Sifu, now that this is your goal, you said you set your goals. What would be your reason why you suddenly felt you wanted to teach? From a practitioner to a competitor?
Yeah.
What point in your martial arts career you suddenly, okay, I'm ready to teach?
Yeah, okay. So when I was growing up, I was bullied quite a lot. I was bullied for a few years, even while doing the martial arts. But when I got to my MMA school, one of my instructor for that really looked after me. I don't know if he even remembers me now, but it always made a really big impact on me, and I wanted to be that for someone else. I wanted to be that kind of
Person.
building mentoree, I suppose, but not looking at it as like I want to be a mentor. I want to help people bring this journey, because martial arts and Kungfu and karate, they're all amazing styles, and they're all wonderful and deep and fascinating to explore. And like one of the things that I love to do in my class is just get lost. I'm so happy to go on a journey with my students. Like we'll take a technique and then we'll explore the different ways that you can use it and like where it leads on into other parts of their training. So like you'll take what we call a gansan, like a low block, and it'll be like, right, how can that then be built on? What other ways can you use that in a fight rather than just, downward blocking a punch to the stomach? Can it also be used as part of like a leg sweep or such and such? So it's then being able to give my students that excitement of the journey, but also I have done my own journey, and there are things that I would prefer for my students not to go through as well. Like, I don't want them to get all the injuries I've got, like they suck. They're not very fun. Being 34 and sometimes feeling like you're 60 or 70 is not great, or being 23, 22 and not being able to see out of one eye, use an arm or bend is not great, and I don't want that for my students. So I want them to be able to get the skills
and still enjoy it.
Yeah, and still enjoy it, but not go through the pain and the suffering that I did. Not to say that they won't have their own pains and suffering, because everyone does, right? But if they can avoid slipping a disc in their back, I would much prefer for them to do that.
Or losing some
losing some sight,
Do agree with that, Sifu. Sifu, I know you're a very, very busy person. We never had a chance to do this always wanted to do it on a Monday, but never did.
Yep.
So I'm so thankful about it, Sifu. I'm giving you the chance to invite more students.
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lovely, yeah. So, so we're Alliance Combat. We're based in St. Philip's Church. We're actually running a couple of offers at the moment. If you have kids, we're running a summer course, so they can come along throughout the 6 weeks of summer, train with us for £30. That means they get unlimited classes 5 days a week. Wow. Okay, not only do they get that, they get themselves a t-shirt and a belt as well. Okay, we're also offering a 4-week course for adults. This is £20, and you can come along every Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. That's when we run our adults classes, to then see what I'm on about. Work on something like this wooden dummy, because this is the best. Yeah.
And you're a winner there, Sifu.
Oh yeah, I love the wooden dummy. It's very fun. Like, again, being able to explore your movements on this, because this is all about you and how you react and change depending on how you're doing movements. This all ties back into what I was saying about the excitement. Like, if you want to be excited about something as well, come along, try out a class. We don't just do Wing Chun, we build in different aspects as well. Like I mentioned, my Sifu is certified instructor under both Guru Dan Inosanto and Francis Fong. So as an aspect of what we do, we also include some of their teachings as well. So we include aspects of Kali and how that interacts with Wing Chun. We include Jeet Kune Do and how that interacts with Wing Chun. We look at Muay Thai, so you'll learn some of the kicks and the elbows from there. We do Jiu-Jitsu, so you'll learn some ground rolling and wrestling that way as well. So that's all encompassed in it. So if you want to see something new, if you want to try something exciting, come along. And if you're looking for your kids to do something, if you want them to build confidence, if you want them to get more focused and build fitness and meet new people, because our kids group is great. I say that, it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm also being completely genuine. We've got amazing kids and parents in here as well. The parents are all really good at keeping close together. They've made an amazing community here. So if you want to see it, get in touch.
Thank you very much, Sifu. That's a lot of chance that we had, and now we did it.
Yes.
I'm so thankful and be honored. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
And hopefully, in the near future, I could have a chance to learn with you too.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.